Morning folks, Superman here. Not long got up. And I've got in my hands my Fender Malibu Player California. Little teeny tiny, it's a semi-acoustic back from Tom. Hiya Tom, if you're watching. He's done a great job, always does. So when I bought it, and I got it cheap, I got it 169. There's still a few places doing it for 169. There should be, I think, 279 or something like that. It's one question Tom asked the other day when I picked it up, wasn't sure. Yes, it does have a solid spruce top, mahogany back and side, solid spruce top, walnut neck, and fingerboard, which Tom has oiled up nicely. It's got a Graphtec and new bone nut and saddle. It's a 15.75 inch radius neck, 24.1 inch scale length, 20 frets, and a Fishman preamp on here. So I had this, I just fancied having a little acoustic and nothing big and chunky, hence me saying a little acoustic, really. And it does that job perfectly. In the sale as well, that was nice. It sounds lovely plugged in. Obviously a small body, it's not, it hasn't got a big beefy sound, but it's clear and crisp sounding. But it had some slightly sharp frets, just a bit, yeah, not anymore. Tom smoothed those out lovely and rolled the edges slightly. It also had the dullest frets you've ever seen in your life, and he's polished them up. Although he did say, I mean, they are polished, they're very nicely polished, indeed, very nicely polished, but he said, can't quite get them sort of mirrory polish like I can on some other ones because the nickel wire on the frets is of average quality, which is fair enough. Yeah, you've got your vintage style sort of tuning pegs here. Although I say vintage style, they sort of look it from the back, but from the front, they still go in a hole in the side, they don't go down the top. But yeah, he's just done a wonderful job. He's even had the 6 million grit sandpaper out and given this a little bit of a gentle rub down because that wasn't as smooth as it could be, and he's restrung it. I did nothing, I just had it from the factory, left those strings on which were filthy and dirty, and now it just sounds far more ringy, ringy, ringy. Ring, 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 ring. Ring, 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 ring. And it sounds lovely acoustically as well. Straight over such a flat radius on the fretboard. But one thing I should mention for those who are thinking about acoustic and being chunky, the thickness of the neck here is like playing an electric guitar. That is not a fat neck. It's a little bit wider here, I would suggest. It is a little bit wider, but it's certainly not fat. And I think most acoustics have flatter radius fretboards anyway. It's the nature of an acoustic guitar. So yeah, if you're looking, thinking, oh, I fancy a semi-acoustic or an acoustics, it sounds lovely plugged in. If you've heard it before, so you don't need me to plug it back in again. These, I think, Fair Deal Music at the moment are still doing these for 169. I think it's a good entry into acoustic world. Johan, hi, if you're watching, probably not, but Johan's got one of these, a white one. Johan Laws, brilliant guitarist, about 5,000 subs on his channel. He comes and goes, and he can. French man, he plays this wonderfully. Go and check, he's got a white one. So thanks again hugely to Tom for making this playable. The one thing on here, look, the action. Look how low that is, 1.25 at the 12th. Now, not everyone likes a really low action, but I do. It just, you know, for someone who's not good at playing guitar, it's just so much easier, for me anyway, not to have to press very hard on the strings because they're already virtually touching the fretboard. I mean, that is absolutely bonkers how he does that. It really is. To get your action as low as this without it buzzing anywhere, absolutely nuts. So yeah, so that's the Malibu. So have a look if you're thinking. I would recommend it if you wanted to get going and you don't want anything too big. Obviously, if you want that big, fat, rich sound you get off a Dreadnought or a bigger one, that's not what you're getting here, but you are getting nice, crisp, ringy tones. Oops, don't drop it. With a playable thickness of neck. And of course, if you've got this old Strat style headstock, not a lot of people necessarily like that on an acoustic. I think it's wrong, but I do. Anyway, I've got to go and save the world today.